All right, YouTube. So today, in honor of Sukuna coming out for New Year's, and I'm sure a lot of players, two things, have either A, been realizing a lack of love and interest with the global version of the game and want to play JP. Also, given the fact that Sukuna is coming around the corner and you are going to be getting a lot of cubes when you do make a new account. And they're probably wondering, how do I make a JP account? Well, lucky for you, I'm going to be covering how to download the Japanese version of Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade for both iPhone as well as Android, because I have done both on both phones when I had an Android and when I switched back over to an iPhone. The Android is also going to be working for PC as well. It might be a little extra step you might need to do, but you know, that is that. So let's go ahead and talk about the iPhone version first. So in order to play Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade on the iPhone, you need to create a Apple ID, obviously, right? And so in order to actually download the game, you can't do it on the global version of it or whatever version you're using. Region-wise, because of the fact that I'm sure you're not in Japan watching this video, otherwise you'd be like, I can just download it for, no problem. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to your settings and go into your region and select Japan. And when doing so, even if you don't plan on paying for anything in the game, that's entirely up to you. It's going to ask for a address, right? So what I did is I personally went to Japan random address generator, right? I just went here and boom, it gives me a address. Obviously, you don't need the latitude and longitude. You need all the other stuff first. And with city, town / province, you're going to need to select probably a different one that actually gives you in English. Personally, I do this, right? If it's no, okay, well, that's a little awkward. But for all intents and purposes, you need to create a Japanese address, and obviously, you need to what you could do is you could go to Google Maps and just select a random house that you see, and boom, and then you're gonna need to put the prefecture, and you're gonna need to put the zip code. And so you can just look up a random zip code for that prefecture and you should be fine and you're good to go. After doing so, you still can't play the game because you need a VPN to do so. I personally use the VPN proxy OVPN Spider. You can download this on the global version of the App Store. It is completely fine. And then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to open it up, and then you need to select Japan or JP, I forget whatever it's designated on the top bar. And then you need to look for an active server. You need to connect to it. And once you do, then you can start playing the Japanese version of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, for Android, it's a little different, right? You're still going to need the VPN. Still download that on the Play Store. Wherever region you are in, you can do that easily. You are not going to need to create a address, right? That you don't need to worry about that. Again, for PC, make sure you have BlueStacks, and then once you do that, all the other steps are going to coincide. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download QApp, and it's not on the actual Play Store. You need to go to their website. You can go right here, and for PC, this should work as well. It will right here. It will give you an option to download QApp. So what exactly is this? This is an app, not necessarily really an app. I forget what the name of it is, like the actual specific term, but it allows you to play out of country games. And what you're going to need to do is you are going to need to go and find the game you want to play. In this instance, it's going to be Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. As you can see right here, boom. And you need to make sure you select the appropriate one because it is going to have both the Japanese and the global versions. So make sure you click the global version. By doing so, once you do all of that, again, same thing, you're going to have to activate your VPN, whether it's this one, whichever one you use, it's up to you. I personally just recommend this VPN because I've used it and I haven't had any issues with it. Do all of that and you're good to go. Now, additionally, if you do want to spend money on the game, again, entirely up to you. I did not find any way to do it, you know, legitimately with Android. So once I made the switch back over to an iPhone, it wasn't because that, it was like I normally get a new phone like every 3 years, and this was like, I kind of want to try iPhone again after being on Android for, I think it was like 6 years. So iPhone, doesn't even matter because the App Store is like globally linked all together. You can just pay for whatever and you're good to go. Android, you do not have that luxury, unfortunately. If anybody knows a workaround that, by all means, please put it down in the comments and I will make sure to pin it just so people are aware. But those are the methods in which you need to do to play Jujutsu Kaisen for both iPhone, Android, and PC, and all of those steps should work. If you have any questions, by all means, you know, put them down below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But that's gonna be all from me, guys. I'll see you all within the next video.